Hey, what's up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this video, we're going to show you guys how to slip and bob and weave, evasion techniques, how to move your head out of the way from punches. Okay, so take a look, guys. I'm going to show you this with Alex, but just going to take a few minutes just to show you the head movement basics, all right? So the basics of moving your head, of course, it's the bottom line is not to get hit. But you need to know how to do it without moving your balance out of the equation, okay? So, of course, if you're throwing a punch at me and I'm moving out here, that's fine. I'm not going to get hit, but I'm not in a position to hit you as well. So what I want to use is just making you miss and to be in a perfect position to be able to counterattack. So the first thing we're going to talk about is moving side to side using the slips, okay? So you're going to have your head here and move on one side. You don't need to move too far out. The reason why is you're only moving a few inches to let the punch slide by, not hit the target, which is your chin. So basically you want the punch coming here and boom, it just goes above your traps, okay? So you're in this position here, that's your slip, one, back into position. Okay, so you're rocking your weight to your right foot and pushing back to the left, and you don't want to lose your balance, all right? So once again, slowly, slip, and return, slip and return. If I go against the cross, it'll be on this side. So 1, 2, that's my slips. Okay, so I'm here, and if I move it in, move out here, here. Basically, it's just a slight motion, just like the parry, slight motion in here, but don't go too far, okay? If I duck down, then I might walk into a counter punch of your own, or if we start doing this in MMA or Muay Thai, for example, and I start slipping too far out, I might walk right into your shin bone. So it's very important to understand how to slip properly side to side. There's different angles we can slip, but today we're just going to work the lateral slip, okay? So slipping here, and then you also have your rolls, or also referred to as weaving, right? So what I do is I bob, this is my bob, and this is my weave, and I go underneath. So then you can combine things where you slip, slip, weave, or slip, slip, weave, or slip, 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 and then you weave out, okay? And then you start moving and incorporating this stuff into your shadow boxing, okay? So it's very important when you do this, kind of like visualize that punch coming at your face, all right? So if I see that big swinging right hook, all right, so you guys in the camera will see on this side, that would be my right hook coming to you. You want to weave underneath it. So if you throw the right hook, I'm weaving here. And I'm not looking to the ground when I do so. I always want to look at what punch is coming up next, because you don't know if you're going to walk back into another punch. So I need to see what's coming up, if I need to weave another time or weave in and block, all right? So you start to incorporate this as you move and then get your balance into position. And then we have another evasion, which is the pull, all right? So what I'm going to do now is I keep my hands up and I pull back like this, okay? So maybe a long jab, just pull back, all right? Sometimes we use this in Muay Thai. Someone does a high kick and you just pull away and then you're back. So you rock your weight onto the right foot or your back foot. If you're southpaw, it's going to be your left foot, and then you come back right to center. So not to be confused with this one here. Just move back and here, that's a pull. So you have your slip, slip, weave, weave, and your pull, okay? Now, with Alex, we're going to start to see how it looks like. Okay, so here, first is the slip, right here. Slip, and on a cross, slip, slip, one more. And now we have the bob and weave. Other side, again, and other side. Now, notice when I do this with Alex, I want him to weave under a real hook. I'm just weaving my arm around him, but I want to throw it at the exact level where his head is. So I don't want to go too low, and I don't want to go too high. I want him to practice realistically and know the exact timing and angle of how he should move his head. So on the bob and weave, I'm going exactly where his head is, and he needs to duck this. And on the right, same thing, okay? And on the pull, he rocks back just enough to make my punch miss right here, okay? So now I'll start to put all of them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pull. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and pull. One more. Good. And then what we do is we incorporate this with a counterpunch. So on the first one, into the right cross. Again, and on the other side, that'll be his hook. One more. Now if he weaves, again, other side, and one more. And now we can start mix and match things and start to play around with it, right? So here, see that pull? So incorporate this kind of stuff into your mitt work, into your shadow boxing, even on the heavy bag. Visualize the heavy bag being a trainer or an opponent, hitting you back and move your head out of the way as you retain your balance. The one thing that's really important when you start to work on evasion techniques is to always make sure your feet are in proper position, proper balance. That's why I've dedicated so many videos on the stance. Proper foundation is critical in order to learn everything else that attaches afterwards, okay? So if your feet are not properly placed and you start to move your head, you're gonna lose your balance pretty quickly. Imagine if someone is hitting you at the same time. You're gonna be backpedaling and eventually you're gonna get caught and that's lights out. So it's really important to have a good base, a good structure. Imagine you had a Ferrari, looks great, but then there's no car tires. That's the foundation, right? Everyone thinks the motor is the foundation. But you can have the best motor in the world, the most powerful motor, but if there's no tires, it's not moving. So your legs in boxing, in Muay Thai, in mixed martial arts are your foundation. Your legs are your tires. If there's no grounding, there's no set balance, there's no foundation, then everything else, there's no more structure, right? So slipping is kind of like an advanced basic. So we learn it when we first start training, but a lot of times we don't necessarily understand how to do it properly because we don't have proper basics, and that's the foundation of your stance. So always make sure you have good solid basics first, then start to incorporate your punches, then your defensive stuff, and then your head movement, and then eventually your footwork, and everything will start to attach really well together. All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video on the evasion techniques. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't so already. If you're new to this channel, a lot of content is coming this way. All right, until next time.
We'll see you guys in the next video.
Take care.